Here's more wrestling news for April 20th, 2021. And if you like what you're watching, smash that like button and give us 1,000 likes or more. And your headlines for this afternoon include: four-time WWE Champion makes his WWE status 100% clear. AEW claimed they would reject future WWE Hall of Fame induction. Stephanie McMahon is after 3 famous celebrities for WWE appearances. Ivelisse continues blaming Thunder Rosa for AEW firing her. Released WWE wrestler sends a heartfelt message to WWE's just days after thrashing the company. John Cena reacts to current WWE superstar wanting to retire him. 57-year-old former WWE wrestler returns to AEW. Cody Rhodes on chances he'll turn heel in AEW. John Cena says he's the greatest villain in Fast and Furious history, and more. We're starting this video with Batista, who fans last saw losing to Triple H at WrestleMania 35, and despite what some may believe, the Animal is happy for his career to end this week. While speaking at JusticeCon, Batista was asked about his in-ring status and made it clear he doesn't plan on wrestling again. He explained, "Don't put that out there, people will jump all over that. He's coming out of retirement. No, I'm not. It's so hard to convince people that I'm actually retired. You have no idea how tough that discussion is. When a professional wrestler retires, they don't really retire, they kind of retire. If the paycheck or event is big enough, they'll come out of retirement. It's just not that way with me. I exited the business in such a storybook way. I could never go back, I'm just done. I got to finish on my own terms, and nothing is going to bring me back and take away from that." Batista was recently pulled from the WWE Hall of Fame, with the plan being for him to be inducted in front of a live crowd. And whilst the Animal still has a relationship with WWE, a one-off in-ring return is off the table. AEW news next, and throughout the years, the Young Bucks have proven that they're one of the best tag teams in wrestling today, but you won't hear much about them in WWE. In the past, the Bucks have said that they plan to retire by time they're 40, and they're currently 36. And the AEW World Tag Team Champions recently changed their Twitter bio to reveal their post-wrestling plans. Unsurprisingly, it was another jab at WWE, saying they'll be offered a Hall of Fame spot in their 60s, but'll turn it down to stay in character. That bio has since been changed, mocking fans who check their bio throughout the day, and whilst the idea of AEW's EVPs being inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame seems impossible, it wasn't too long ago that fans said the same about Eric Bischoff and Jeff Jarrett. It's no secret that WWE loves bringing in high-profile names, and after the success of Bad Bunny, WWE's attention is once again turning to one of music's biggest current performers. Speaking to The Rich Eisen Show, Stephanie McMahon discussed the rumors of WWE bringing in tennis legends Venus and Serena Williams, but also name-dropped hip-hop star Cardi B as a good fit for the company. Stephanie explained, "She had a tweet she put out not long ago which was in reference to her name on the show. I think she's so colorful herself and so vivacious and full of life that I think she would even bring it up a notch in WWE. I think she'd be awesome." Stephanie also brought up actor Matthew McConaughey, who recently showed up to Raw and had a segment with Drew McIntyre, showing that some of the biggest names in entertainment are open to working with WWE. And time will tell whether the company can score Cardi B for an appearance down the line. Back to AEW, and after a promising start when she joined the company in 2019, Ivelisse was recently released, and is pointing the finger of blame squarely at Thunder Rosa. Speaking to Lucha Libre Online, Ivelisse said she was shocked, but not surprised by her release, saying she'd been slandered by others in the company. "I had already recalled everything that went on in the past, so I had an idea. I noticed too late just how much damage was made to my name." Directly blaming Thunder Rosa for this, Ivelisse said that things were great in AEW until the former NWA Women's Champion showed up. "I felt valued and happy, but one person was doing everything to damage my position there. It was Thunder Rosa." It's unknown whether Ivelisse will ever make a return to AEW in the future, but we doubt she'll be keen to go back as long as Thunder Rosa is taking bookings from Tony Khan. Speaking of releases, Tucker was cut from WWE last week, and whilst he has blasted the WWE on social media since being released, he's seemingly had a change of heart. Following his release, Tucker lashed out at WWE's decision to split Heavy Machinery in 2020 and said WWE fans don't get nice things, quote, with a certain old man in charge. But his newest statement is far more mellow. In a video, the former 24/7 champion thanked those in the locker room and those working on WWE's production team for all their hard work, and admitted that he and upper management didn't always see eye to eye, but is grateful for all that they did for him. It's possible that these comments could be Tucker's attempt to save face if WWE ever consider rehiring him, but after his initial response to being released and comments against Vince McMahon, the damage may have already been done. One person who's safe from being released is NXT champion Karrion Kross, who recently said he'd be honored and is ready to be the superstar who retires John Cena, which has drawn a reaction from the 16-time world champion. On Instagram, Cena, whose Instagram is one of the strangest places you can go, shared a photo of Kross, and though he gave no caption, it looks like Big Match John is game for a match with the NXT champion. In response, Kross shared a photo of Cena on his own account, and would you like to see the NXT superstar be the man who finishes Cena's career for good? Let us know in the comments. More from AEW as a big match has been added to tomorrow's card. On the show, Billy Gunn will look for revenge on behalf of his family name when he faces QT Marshall. On the most recent AEW Dark Elevation, the pair had a backstage altercation which ended with Marshall knocking out the WWE Hall of Famer, and now Gunn will be looking for revenge on tomorrow night's edition of Dynamite. Billy Gunn was one of the first names Cody Rhodes brought into AEW when the company was founded, and since then, Rhodes has been a babyface on TV. Though he's a face in AEW, many fans consider his heel work in WWE to be his best, but when one fan speculated that a Rhodes heel turn is coming, the former TNT champion was quick to dismiss it, saying there's literally almost no chance of it happening. Adding that he's grown a strong connection with the fans over the past 3 to 4 years, Rhodes added that he'd be a fool to throw that away, so fans shouldn't expect the AEW VP to be embracing his darker side anytime soon, if ever. One man who knows a thing or two about staying on the straight and narrow is John Cena, who after a brief heel run at the start of his career, was a face for the rest of his legendary run. Though Cena never turned heel despite what many fans had hoped for, he will be playing the villainous brother of Vin Diesel's character in the new Fast and Furious film. Speaking about the new film, Cena had high praise for his own character, telling Collider that he'll be the best villain in the entire franchise. He explained, "I certainly didn't overlook the responsibility of the opportunity. I get to reap the rewards of this family who has poured the foundation and built the structure of a global delivering blockbuster. I get invited into the 9th installment to share the last name Toretto and to be Dom's greatest adversary of all time. That is not lost. I think it has to start there. It has to start with respect. It goes back to what Justin says about earning your next chapter. I believe that's a nice metaphor for life as well. Everything we get should be earned. I was grateful enough to develop a relationship with Vin, and Vin was gracious enough to give me a chance. I forever thank him, and I always do, for betting on me." Cena has a tall order ahead of him, as he'll be competing with fellow franchise antagonists including Jason Statham, Charlize Theron, and his old nemesis, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. But after years of being a face in WWE, Big Match John is letting his darker side show. And we're ending today with Raw, as Adnan Virk recently joined the Red Brand's commentary team to less than stellar reviews. Unlike SmackDown's Pat McAfee, Virk struggled during his debut, as it felt like the other commentators had to carry him, but the former ESPN correspondent has some friends in high places. Speaking on the Boomer in the Morning podcast, Virk explained that Nick Khan was once his agent when Virk was part of the Creative Artists Agency, before Khan went on to become president of WWE. Virk explained that it was his friendship with Khan that allowed him to get an audition in February, which culminated in him joining the Raw commentary team last week. And whilst he may have struggled to get the grasp on the moves being performed in the ring, we can only hope that Virk improves in the coming weeks and months. And we're ending this video with The Undertaker, who retired at last year's Survivor Series after a truly legendary 30-year WWE career. Though he may be the greatest of all time, the Phenom isn't immune to phobias, and it's known that he absolutely detests cucumbers. That's a piece of trivia Lex Luger knows well, As well as speaking on Sean Waltman's podcast, he spoke about teaming with Owen Hart to prank the dead man at a live event and convinced Hart to put the dreaded fruit in one of his knee pads. He explained, "Owen got a rear chin lock on him right before we went home, end of the match, and rubbed that cucumber all in Taker's face and nose. We ran from the ring, back to the car. I go, Taker's gonna kill us. We ran back to the car and scurried back to the hotel before Taker. So Owen had all the stuff. We get to the car in the parking lot before Taker got to the back because he was gonna come kick both our butts." It's no secret that Owen Hart enjoyed ribbing superstars as much as he could, and for as respected as The Undertaker is, even he wasn't safe from the notorious prankster. News for today, please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.